guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while. It feels like a while. It's been like a week or so, but I'm back with another freaking video, y'all. And this time, this video is my labor delivery story time Q&A. So I got my wine with me. I got some white merlots and I got my glass. So if you're over the age of 21, you could go ahead and drink with me. I just feel like drinking. So it's been a long week and your girl been through a lot. So what's a better time than a story time right now? But okay, first question right now is, did you go natural or epidural? I did an epidural in my back, my lower back, and I honestly regret it, but I'm gonna let y'all know about that. But I did do an epidural, but my honest opinion is to go natural. It's possible. God will not put a woman in this position to push out a baby or do it as a C-section if you can't do it and tolerate the pain. Like, let's believe it, like, for sure. Did I do a C-section or a vaginal birth? I did vaginal birth, and I think it was a great experience having a vaginal birth delivery. It was a lot. It was a lot, I would say. It felt like a dry poop. Like a dry poop. Not gonna lie, like getting the head through there, that hole, it felt like a dry poop. And I don't know if I'm the only one that felt like that, but it's just a lot of pressure. Like, just, ugh. Like, if you've never seen a video of delivery, labor and delivery, watch one. Make your man watch one so he could be ready, but it's a lot. Third question is pregnancy cravings. My pregnancy cravings, I didn't have any weird cravings at all. My cravings were mainly tacos, steak tacos, but authentic steak tacos, not Taco Bell, no nothing. I ate Taco Bell one time. It was the crunch wrap. I threw that up. Like, I could not. It was too greasy, but I threw that up. But I need the actual corn tortilla with the steak, with the cilantro, onion, the salsa verde, all that. And it was delicious. I probably ate that the beginning of my pregnancy, dang near every day I ate that, and I absolutely loved it. The second thing I craved a lot was salads. I love salads. It was delicious, but salads for sure. And I loved peaches and red grapefruit, pink grapefruit, whatever it's called. I absolutely ate that every day. If I could eat that every day, I could. And hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos, she made me crave hot Cheetos a lot. But now all of a sudden, I don't eat hot Cheetos like that. One weird thing I noticed being pregnant, I did not like to eat meat. I just could not eat any meat. Like, it could, and I'm talking specifically like ground beef. I couldn't eat chicken. Like, anytime my mom cooked like rice with any side with some sauce in it, with any meat in it, I could not. And we're Haitian, and my mom will cook like home cooked meals. Like, she's a very old school woman, and she cooks meals, okay? That's the only thing I was craving for my pregnancy. How long in labor? So I actually got induced. Had to be at the hospital by 6 o'clock in the morning. I was due, they induced me the day before my actual due date. So I was supposed to be due October 27th, 6:30. And yeah, I got induced. And I was actually in labor for 3 hours. I would say active labor, because once I gave birth at 12:51 p.m. So 3 hours before that, she came right out, which I'm glad, because contractions is a lot, but they're durable. Like, you can handle it. I would say that. I would say actually the contractions are worse than the actual pushing and delivery part. But honestly, I'm telling you, I would do it over again, but without an epidural. Like my back pain is totally different. Like my back pain is a lot. Like I've been through a lot of accidents, and they're not, it's 10 times worse, 1,000 times worse, to where it's aching. Not even a hot water bottle will do anything for my back. I don't know, ladies, just do it natural. How does it feel to push? It actually wasn't hard to push. I thought it would be hard to push with an epidural in my back, but it wasn't hard to push at all. Maybe because I either got it too late and it was just easy to push, because normally your legs are numb. And my epidural, when I got my epidural, I was dang near 4 to 5 to 6 centimeters already. And normally I hear they say, you know, once you reach a certain dilation, you can't get the epidural, but they let me get it. But I don't know, I think it was too late, to the point where it's kind of like I didn't feel anything, and they had to keep switching me sides so the epidural could like work on one side to even out, you know, let gravity take its course. But the pushing part was easy. They make you push every contraction. So every contraction I was having, it was time to push, and they count to 10 and then you stop. But I don't know, it was a lot of pressure. It does feel like pressure pushing. I did freak out a lot when it was time to push, because they keep you on a monitor, and I was freaking out because it's kind of like I have to push a whole baby out, especially like I'm thinking how big her head is. Then I'm thinking about her whole shoulders is next. So it was a lot. And then I don't know, it was a lot to be ready to push, because remind you, I was in labor for only 3 hours, and she shifted right on my my cervix, like right on there. And then it feels like you have to poop, like a big poop. And it got to a point where I knew she was coming out. I knew I was 10 centimeters dilated, to where I told her dad to push the button. Like, push the button, push the button, push the button, push the button. Like, it's time. And they just swarmed in the room, started getting things ready. She checked my cervix again just to make sure I'm 10, and I started freaking out. I started freaking out. Next question is, how was my first, second, and third trimester? My first trimester was hell, because I was throwing up a lot, especially in the morning. They told me to keep like ginger ale with them cookies, ginger snap cookies next to me, crackers. Even if I felt like I had to throw up, I was throwing up spit, water. I couldn't keep anything down during my first trimester, and I actually lost weight during my first trimester, which is normal, but you don't want to lose too much weight, of course. But you know, just drinking water in moderations, just to keep, it's kind of like you're actually sick, like, you know. Second trimester, I love second trimester. They call that the honeymoon phase, where your stomach's not too big, you're glowing, you look so beautiful, and everything fits you perfectly. You know, you're not too big. And I didn't really start showing until, I would say, really 6 months, because I'm skinny. I'm not huge. I'm a skinny person, as you can tell. But second trimester was my favorite trimester for real. It was beautiful. Third trimester, you're over it. I was over it. And I felt like a freaking watermelon. You walking like a penguin. It got to a point where I did not wear any more sneakers. I bought Nike sandals. No, I wasn't doing it no more. Third trimester, you can't. I say second to third trimester, it's hard to shave. You can't shave. I'm sorry, you can't even see down there by third trimester. Can't see nothing. Yeah, shoot. The only time you can see it is in the mirror. You can't see anything. But I don't know, you can't see anything at all. Yeah, you feel like a watermelon. I felt like a watermelon. I think my skin started to change. I felt more dull. I started to feel ugly, even though I know I wasn't ugly, but I was kind of to the point where I'm ready to, let's get this baby out. Like, come on now. How were your contractions? my contractions were a lot, to the point I was getting irritated with the nurses. My nurses were great. They were great. I went to St. Vincent, which is a private hospital. They're amazing. But my contractions, they weren't too bad on a scale like 1 to 10. My tolerance for the contractions were would put it lower because I have bad cramps, and to the point where I think my cramps before having a child helped me tolerate the pain of actually going through the birth contractions. Because if you don't know, having bad cramps is not always bad, but it's your uterus contracting. A lot of women don't know that when you're on your period and you're having cramps, it's kind of like you're practicing to give birth later on in the future when you do decide to have kids. Just a little knowledge for the brain. But my contractions weren't bad. Really, yeah, I could have did natural. That's the only thing I regret, and I'm going to keep saying that. Any side effects after birth or epidural? The only side effects I would say that to warn women later on who don't have kids is back pain. Literally, like, I'm telling you, lower back, like right there, like literally right there where your lumbar is. That's where, basically where your back nipples would be. That's where my pain is, literally. And that pain will only appear when I'm about to start my menstrual. Literally, like the day before or 2 days before I start my menstrual. Who was in the room? My child's father was in the room and my mom. And only due to COVID, they only allowed 2 people. And after 2 people in the room, the delivering room, after you have your suite, and only 1 person could spend the night with you, and you can have it has to be the same visitor during the visitation hours. What did you bring in my hospital bag? So in my hospital bag, I think I overpacked. You really don't need a lot. I'm going to tell you this now. You don't need a lot. I brought my robe. I brought 2 comfortable outfits, literally 2 pairs of sweats and 2 like overnight t-shirts. I bought only granny panties. You don't need no cute panties, honey. Your pad is gonna be your pad is gonna be longer than this. Like literally I'm telling you, literally to your belly button, to your butt crack. That's how big the pads are. And literally granny panties, make sure it's secure and it fit to where the pad can't move. I brought like five granny panties. I was in the hospital for 2 days, and yeah, I brought my own like soap if you want to, toothbrush, just many traveling things, like any essentials, hygiene essentials that you would need. So I put in a little Ziploc bag, had that together, but you really do not need much. And then I didn't even use my own robe. I use their robe, so I don't really have to dirty anything of mine. And I bought nursing bras, I brought sports bras, because while you're there, you want easy access to where you can breastfeed. They're gonna come in there every freaking 2 to 3 hours. It don't matter if you're sleeping, the baby's sleeping, they're gonna wake you up every 2 to 3 hours so you can get used to the feeding schedule for your kid. And that was annoying, but hey. But yeah, that was in my hospital bag. Did you do anything to get induced? Yes, I don't want to say it wrong. I don't know if it's called Pitocin. I'm gonna put it in, I'm gonna write it right there. What's it called? It's like a synthetic strain of what your brain already does when your water breaks. What causes it? It's like your brain signals your body to cause contractions to be more intense. So that's what they gave me. And they gave me they gave me another medication to kill bacteria, because when you're pregnant, you have to do like a anal swab, and it's a bacteria that if you deliver vaginally, your baby, somebody could affect your baby and stuff like that. I'm also gonna put the name of that so you can research that if you want to, which is interesting. but it's very common when you're pregnant. I think you get it when you're pregnant. It's just a bacteria that you just get. I mean, it's very common. It's very normal. Did you breastfeed or formula? I breastfed at first for like 3 weeks. Then I switched to breastfeeding and formula. Then now, as of right now, she is 2 months old, and I am just straight formula right now. Only because when I was breastfeeding, having to wake up every 2 to 3 hours, it was a lot. It was very stressful for me personally because I'm tired. She wasn't latching how she was supposed to, and it was just frustrating me. So I would quickly just go make a bottle and put it to her mouth. If you can breastfeed longer, do it. It is better for your child. When you switch to formula, it makes your baby's poop stink. Only because breast milk is easily digested in their stomach than formula is. But eventually your baby will get used to formula. What were your thoughts while pushing? My thoughts, I panicked. My heart rate went to dang near 114 to 120 from when it was time to push. Like, my thoughts while pushing is, like I said, like, can I push this baby out? Am I going to tear? And I did tear. I had a 1st-degree tear, thank God. So it's just, surface. I still got stitched. But that was my thoughts. My thing is, after the head, it just feels dry, just opening. And I'm sorry for like the details, but hey, it's a labor and delivery story time. But it just felt just a opening, like literally. It wasn't horrible, it just felt dry. And then she literally plopped out right after the head came out, which I'm happy I did not have to push out her shoulders, because I thought I had to push out them shoulders, man. Like, come on now. Who want to push out some shoulders? The head is already enough to push out. Last question is postpartum. So far, I'm 2 months in as a mom. I don't think I went through postpartum. I think I had a very strong mentality. Women who are going through postpartum, I apologize. It is not a joke. There's some days I feel sad, I'll cry, I'll think I'm not doing enough. Like, the slightest thing in the beginning, my kid could choke on something like milk. Or one time she spit up her milk, it came through her mouth and her nose, and I freaked out. Like, any little thing that happened to her, I would cry. Like, literally, like, because as a parent, like, seeing your kid in pain and then being a new mom is very different. So it just hits different. The love is different. Like, I'll put my life, just literally, like, if it came down to it, like, that's my baby. I'm trying not to get emotional, but hold on. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry. Just being a mom is an emotional journey, but it's a beautiful journey. Don't get me wrong. Like, I wouldn't change it for the world. That is my baby. That is my world. That is my everything. Like, if anything happened to her, that is just, I can't. But postpartum, as a woman, like, if you know a woman going through postpartum, like, be there for them, call them, tell them it's okay, because you would get thoughts to where, like, you feel like you're not doing enough for your kid. You feel like you're failing already. Like, I would think that I'm failing from the littlest things, like financial wise, being there emotionally. And it's the fact that she thinks I'm the best mom ever at, like, what I'm doing. Like, she smiles at me, she giggles, you know what I mean? She doesn't know. And it's just like, you can't, like, I don't cry in front of my kid. I don't want her to see me like that. But, it's just the best. That's just the mental part of postpartum. With my body, you still look pregnant after pushing out a kid. Like, your stomach is different. Like, if I show you my stomach now, and I'm gonna be so honest with you guys, like, this is what my page is about. Not my page, but this is what my YouTube is about. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. Like, this is my stomach. It doesn't look, oh, my bad. It doesn't look that bad, but this is what it looks like, you know? This is it, and this is just 2 months of it. I do plan on working out, you know. My belly button still hasn't even went in. Like, I'm gonna post some pictures of me pregnant, how big my stomach was, but this is it, you know? And it was worse than this. Like, who would have thought I'd be this freaking big, yo? Got 4 more weeks to go? It took me more than 6 weeks to even want to show my child's father what my body looks like. Like, I would hide, I would stay covered. And another thing, I asked for an abdomen wrap. You can ask for abdomen wrap. They give it to women who have C-sections to keep everything tight. It's kind of like a waist trainer, but hey, wear that sucker every day to bring your abdomen back together. You know what I mean? As you're pregnant, your abdomen wall spreads, and the bigger you are, the wider it spreads. So keeping that on, it helps it bring back I think it's called the linea alba back together, the core back together. So that's another story, another journey. I could do an exercise journey if you want me to. But yeah, and then postpartum, after, if you have a vaginal birth, they give you like a little squirt bottle. You can't wipe because they stitch you back up. And you squirt down there just to clean after you pee and stuff. They give you stool softener because that first poop, it can hurt, okay? And then you remind you, you're in the back of your head, you think you're gonna rip because you got stitches. So you're thinking you're gonna rip your stitches with you pooping. And I didn't have that problem pooping, but I was scared to poop. But eventually you're gonna have to poop. So take your stool softener and eat your fiber, okay? Get some Raisin Bran, baby. Literally. And they give you witch hazel pads. So literally what you do after you pee, you literally get the bottle, the squirt bottle. Oh my God, I'm about to show y'all my little squirt bottle and my witch hazel pads if I still have that. So I'm gonna show you guys that in just a sec. Okay guys, so this is the squirt bottle I'm talking about. Some look different depending on what hospital. You could buy one too at the store. So literally you put lukewarm water in here, you fill it up, and you literally squirt down there. You squirt it. And then after that, you want to pat dry with like paper towel. You just pat dry down there. After that, then what they make you do, you have witch hazel. Yeah, witch hazel. Ain't no witch hazel whatever pads, and that's just to soothe it, temporary relief of anal itching and burning. But this was it. They might give you a different brand wherever you are. And this is going to be your best friend. Dermoplast. Literally, like, this thing would cool it, freeze it. It would cool it, freeze it. Whatever you want it to do, it would do. Like, this is your, look what it say. Pain, burn, and itch, baby. Like, ooh, that's another thing of postpartum I am forgetting. When your stitches are healing, bruh, you know how you got a scab and it's just healing and it itch? That's what go on down there. Like, as your stitches heal and your stitches dissolve, yes, they dissolve, you will be back there like, like, I'm telling you, like, for real, like, this is not a joke. But anything else I could think of postpartum? Other thing I could think of is having your dude in the room watching. Like, it's kind of like, oh my God, like, he literally watched me get stitched back up, and I'm like, oh my God, I probably look like a corpse on this damn bed. And I'm like, it better not affect later on. Like, just go through it, you know. If yours get bad, talk to somebody. They have programs for it. you know, that's the life of being a mother, and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't go back to my past life without a kid. I love my baby. She's helped me mature so much. She's helped me be a stronger woman. She's helped me not go for any BS no more. She's helped me do so much. And I can only thank God for that. I can only thank her for that. And I would not rewind it. I would not take it back. I wouldn't do anything, because that is my everything. Like, she pushes me so hard to do everything to this day, okay? And that's my story time, guys. That's my labor and delivery story time. Those are the questions. Those are my answers. If you're a mom, if you have your own story time, anything you went through for your labor and delivery, I want to hear it. I want to hear everything. Any tips, any advice, comment down below. Please like, please share with another mom. Please share with a mom-to-be. Please share with a grandmother, your mom, it doesn't matter. But I love you guys. I love all the moms out there. We are the strongest people out there. I don't care what nobody say. But thank you for watching, and I love you guys. Peace.
I remember when I held you. Nowadays they gon' leave you if you broke. They wanna show love just to leave you in the ocean. They wanna post up, but who really on a poster? They wanna go up, but we really